Welcome to the fifth video in the series, Foundations of Communist Organizing. Today we'll be going over the 1901 piece by Lenin, Where to Begin, which I have subtitled, Building a Party Prepared for Tactical Action. This text discusses tactics as a primer for his later work, What is to be Done. It talks about how tactics emerge, what actions communists should take to prepare for movement and make tactics available for use, and thereby the form preparation should take. Lenin calls for the production of a central body, which unites all forces and brings them into common discipline, alongside a continuous campaign of a particular form of propaganda and agitation. Lenin says that tactics emerge from a program and the conditions of organization of the working class, with the tactics available being based on the level of development of the working class itself. Without this development, no action can be taken, and any party must have a strong understanding of its reach and the bourgeoisie's. It must be disciplined and know itself and the enemy. And by the way, just a reminder, when we talk about program, just translate that in your mind to strategy. Tactics requires a definite state of troops and definite conditions. Without the ability to capitalize on openings created through independent, individual heroic actions, those actions are overextensions at best. As such, the real task without those conditions is to create them, organize the workers in preparation for when tactics become viable. This organization must be done in particular ways. During periods wherein the working class is disorganized and lacks unity, that is the exact time to engage in discipline and organization in preparation for the inevitable development of revolutionary conditions. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity is entirely applicable. To create discipline and unity, a central body which combines and organizes local revolutionary organizations must be produced. This is the Communist Party, whose immediate task is to organize a revolutionary organization capable of 1. Uniting all forces, 2. Guiding the movement and practice, 3. Support every individual spontaneous movement of the proletariat, and 4. Build, consolidate, and train the fighting forces in these spontaneous movements in preparation for the decisive struggle. Through organization and developing the capacity for organization through that organization, we build capacity for complex and difficult, but decisive and influential action. This can only occur through the establishment of ideological coherence, building practical experience in organization, and gaining skill in militant organization, principally in terms of secrecy. Unification occurs through propaganda and agitation, which is therefore the first task of communists. Developing the proletariat through building revolutionary spirit through social critique. This propaganda must transform economic unrest into political engagement, and this is best done through some form of news outlet. This news outlet acts as 1. Dissemination of ideas, 2. Political education, propaganda, and agitation, 3. Enlistment of political allies, 4. Collective organizer, creating a permanent organization, and 5. Training of members of the outlet to engage in materialist analysis of national conditions, and thus inform the party on how to take action. Thus, it produces leadership and propagandists. These propagandists, A. produce slogans which support the decisive struggle, and B. allow the outlet to take the lead in the struggle through its ideological, propaganda, organizational, and political work. It also creates an information network, as it must construct secret local distributors and information network familiar with conditions that require disciplined action. These local networks are thereby militant cells, which are broad, many-sided, organized, secretive, disciplined, theoretically developed, and capable of combating attempts by the state to crush them directly and indirectly. And that is the end of my summary of the 1901 piece by Lenin, Where to Begin. If you would like to go over the quotations I derived the summary from, then please feel free to go into the description below and you will find a link to the Google Doc, which this is based on. And it's got a listing of all the different quotations and then my summary of those quotations And then up at the top here, of course, is my collected, solidified, and organized summary. You'll also find a link to the United Marxist Pact Discord server. Please consider joining, and if you want to talk about this piece or any other, then we would love to have you. Thank you for joining me for today's topical summary. Tomorrow, we will be going over the 1902 piece by Lenin, Letter to a Comrade on Our Organizational Tasks. I hope to see you then.